Hi ladies, as you all know me, I'm Maria Ngobese, and as it is Women's Month, I have this great idea where, as a build-up to Women's Day, I'll be interviewing a lady every single day. So I just want you to please tune in to my YouTube channel, Facebook page, and I'll also be posting on my WhatsApp status. This is just to help each other as women by hearing and listening to, other women who actually have real experiences of how they got to where they are. So I'll be doing daily interviews with different ladies who are.
So the first question is, how do you strike a balance? So according to me, I think it's very difficult to find a balance. I wear so many hats. I'm a mother, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a student, and I'm also a mining employee. So it's very difficult, and sometimes something has to suffer. And for me, it's just juggling and seeing what I need to prioritize for that specific day. And it's also having support. I think I've learned to delegate and to also ask for help. And I mean, especially when it comes to my company, I run my company. There was a point where I used to run the company all alone, and it was so difficult. I pushed until I crashed. And the lesson I learned from there is to ask for help, get help. So now I've employed people to help me so that I can give certain people responsibility and also trust them with that responsibility. When it comes to the household, getting help in the house with the children and everything else. So for me, finding a balance is all about that. It's about delegating the things that you need to do, asking for help, and also trusting, because it doesn't help if I'm going to give someone responsibility and I don't trust them. So yeah, it's just juggling. And also what I've learned is that you cannot be superwoman. You are not superwoman, although we want to be superwoman, but sometimes you have to and not do everything yourself. Yeah. The second question is, what's the highlight of your life? I think without a doubt, the birth of my children are my biggest blessings, my greatest blessings. That's the highlight of my life. And also the birth of my company, my business, 35 by Lelo. That's definitely the highlight of my life. Then the third question is, what is the most important lesson you've learned in your life? I think what I've learned, especially recently, is to trust God. I'm one person who always has a plan. I'm very organized. I always have a plan, and I always have a backup plan and a backup plan for that backup plan. So what I've learned is to trust God with my journey, because sometimes things don't go according to plan because He has a better plan for you. So it's just realizing that actually God does order our steps, and trusting Him to carry us through the journey. So I think the biggest and the greatest lesson that I've learned is to trust God with everything and not lean on my own understanding. The next question is, when doors refuse to open, which tools do you use to bring those walls down? So I mean, this also refers to the question that I've just answered now about trusting God. I believe that every door that needs to be opened, He already opens it for us. And I think that's what I've learned about my life, that it doesn't help to force myself into things, into situations, because I'm living in purpose. And living in purpose means that everything and every step that I need to take, He's already ordered it. And so I just need to walk and trust Him, And sometimes we want to force things, and just because it's not timely. So it's not because the door is permanently closed or you'll never get there. It's just that you're not ready, it's not time. That's what I believe. So for me, I don't stress myself about forcing myself into things. And of course, I work hard. I've got goals. But I believe that, God is the center of it all. And I also believe that He's the one who opens those doors. So, okay. And the next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? So in 5 years' time, I'll be 40. And I want to be running my own empire by then. in. So I've already started working, building my brand, building my company, and giving myself 5 years to, because I'm still working, so I can't quit my job right now. So I've given myself 5 years to build it, you know, and for it to be at a point where I can focus on it and involve my family, because it is a family business. I would like to see my children also being involved, you know. Already I am working with my children and my sisters, so that's where I see myself being very successful. And 5 years is a very short time, and I believe and I trust God that He will see me through. And the next question is, what's your take on friendships? Friendships, they're very complicated. I think the more we grow, the more we realize that it's not about quantity but quality. So I've learned to keep the friendships that mean so much to me. I believe in connecting with people for a purpose. I don't like relationships or friendships just for the fun of it. So I believe that I have something for someone and someone has something for me. And I also believe in seasonal connections as well. That sometimes God will put someone in my life for a certain season and for a certain reason. And when that season or that season has passed, then that person, it's okay for that person, for me not to be so close to that person anymore. So friendships, as a person, I'm a very loyal person, and I value friendships, you know. But sometimes it doesn't. The relationships or the friendships, they don't go as you would want them to be. Sometimes you don't get the same loyalty or the same value from another person, because people will value different things. So I believe in connecting for a purpose, but right now where I am currently, I have a very few friends and people that I call friends, people that I connect with, only because I just realized that you don't need to have. But right now where I am currently, I have a very few friends and people that I call friends, people that I connect with, only because I just realized that you don't need to have a lot of people or a lot of friends, you know. And it's also hard to keep up. I mean, friendships are exhausting as well. I mean, it's a relationship, it's a connection, it's feelings, it's emotions involved. So I don't force things as well. I let things go, you know, because I believe in connecting with the person's heart, with the person's soul. So, and I also believe that I trust the fact that when someone is in my life, they're in my life for a reason, and that there is something that I need to impart, and there's something that they need to impart in me. So that's my take on friendships. I feel like it's deeper than you think. It's not like an artificial thing or a surface thing. It's deeper than you think. It's not about just calling each other or texting each other or going out for drinks or whatever. Of course, that is part of it. But it's more about the connection. It's more about me knowing that where I stand with you and that I value you, even when I didn't call you for the day, and it's okay, and we're at a place where we're okay. I think that's where I am right now in my life, where I just keep those connections. And obviously you connect with people that you have the same values with. That's my take on friendships. Okay, and the next one is, what's your favorite song? Oh my gosh, I have so many, I can't choose. I love music, and I listen to music all the time, and it also depends where I am, my space, the space that I'm in emotionally. So it depends, and I spend a lot of time listening to gospel music when especially in my quiet times. I listen to a lot of gospel music. I listen to a lot of worship. I'm a worshiper at heart. And sometimes I just want to vibe and have fun, and I listen, you know. So it depends. Actually, I have a lot of songs in my playlist. So it depends what I'm going through at that specific time. Yeah. And the next one is high heels or sneakers. Definitely sneakers. I think I spent my 20s in high heels, and I'm exhausted, I'm tired. And I mean, I make PJs for a living, so I'm all about comfort. And I feel like I need to be as comfortable as possible. So if I can get away with wearing sneakers, sneakers, then I definitely choose sneakers. And I'm in flats most of the time. I wear high heels, I don't know, for a special occasion, for church, for going out, but most of my time I spend in sneakers, so I definitely choose sneakers. And then the last question is my typical day. So because I wear so many hats, it depends. I still work at the mine, so if I'm going to work, then my typical day is I get up at 3:30 in the morning, and I prepare for work. I leave the house at like 4:30, and I'm at work by 5:30, and then my shift starts. So I'm a shift boss, so it's production, it's fast, it's a lot of pressure, and by the time I get home, I am very tired. And when I'm working, I barely have time for anything else because it's draining both physically and mentally. And on my off days, because I get like 4 days a week off where I can concentrate on my business and my hustle, then anything goes. It depends what we need, what the business needs. So it can go from sourcing our fabric to delivering to my clients, meeting with suppliers. So yeah, it's a lot. And then I also take time for myself, and I make sure I take time for my children as well. So in my schedule, that is there. So I make sure that at least a day in my week I do absolutely nothing, and I'm in my PJs the whole day. I think it also helps me to refresh and just to reflect as well on the week that went past and the plans for the coming week. And I am very serious and about resting. So I emphasize rest a lot, because there was a time in my life where I worked so much and my body just couldn't take it anymore, and my body just crashed. So I have learned to take time for myself. Even when I'm from work at the mine, when I come back, my family knows that I need time. When I come back, I need a few minutes in my room all alone just to reflect on my day, and just to breathe, and then I'm ready to do everything else that I need to do at home. So yeah, that's my typical day. Thank you so much for these questions. They're very interesting, and I just hope that I've inspired someone and I've motivated someone. Bye.